He cycled over 3,700 miles without a visa across 8 countries for his love. He was an untouchable street artist from India. But when a blonde beautiful girl appeared in front of him to draw a portrait, his jaw dropped looking at her blue eyes. For a moment he couldn't feel his weight. The first meet didn't go well, but she appeared the next day and the third day as well. He knew she was the one. 6,000 kilometers, and it seemed nearly impossible, but he didn't lose hope. They both kept trying, and finally beating all the odds, this adorable couple made their love succeed 47 years ago. He was an untouchable poor Indian boy and she was a wealthy Swedish tourist. But despite all the odds, Mahanandya and Charlotte fell in love. When it was her time to return to Sweden, he followed her on a bicycle. Their journey was nothing less than passing through a hurricane, but they finally made it. He always believed that one day he would find his true love. When the boy became unhappy due to the discrimination shown by upper caste students, his mother reminded him of the prophecy she had learned at the birth of the child. The witch told her that when her son grows up, he will fall in love with a woman from a faraway land. She would be musical and the owner of a jungle. Her zodiac sign would be Taurus. Time passed and Mahanandya continued his study of arts at Visva Bharati. But unfortunately, due to his family's financial situation, he was unable to finish his schooling. And since he could not afford his tuition, he had to go back home. Later, he enrolled at Delhi's College of Art. The young man was so gifted that, despite coming from an untouchable caste, he was admitted to a prominent school. He asked for permission from the authorities to sit under the holy fountain at Connaught Place and sketch people. He then started working as a street artist. It benefited him in generating income for meals. He painted 10-minute portraits for 10 rupees. But little did he know that in the year 1975 his life would change drastically. One day, a young Swedish girl with blonde hair and blue eyes asked him to paint her. Soon Mahanandya got nervous. Because each and every description mentioned by the prophecy fitted the girl perfectly. As soon as he laid eyes on her, he knew she was the one. Mahanandya questioned her, asking if she owned a forest and was a Taurus. The Swedish girl answered each question with a booming yes. I knew we were destined to meet. I told her she was going to be my wife, said Mahanandya many years later. The young lady's name was Charlotte von Skejven. She came from a wealthy, noble family in Sweden. Charlotte studied in London and traveled a lot around the world. But above all, since childhood, she had fantasized about going to India. She was attracted by this amazing country. She read many books about India. And when she met Mahanandya, the poor street artist, she believed in his incredible story and fell in love with him. It was love at first sight. Less than 3 weeks later, Mahanandya brought Charlotte to Orissa, his home state. Soon they got married according to tribal tradition. But after that, the girl had to go back home. Before returning, she offered Mahanandya to join her in the Swedish textile town of Borås. She even offered for a plane ticket, but the proud young man refused to take it. Years passed and they connected via sending letters. Meanwhile, the poor street artist didn't have enough money to buy a ticket. But without losing hope, he found an alternative to reach Sweden and join his beloved woman. Alternative which was beyond anyone's imagination. The man sold everything he owned and spent 73 cents on a bike. He decided to cycle to the European country on the popular hippie trail that many Europeans crossed on motorcycle to India. In January 1977, he set off on his remarkable journey by bicycle. It almost took 5 months for him to reach Europe. He traveled through Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, and Turkey on this journey. Sometimes he made portraits of people to earn some money for food and shelter. Beating all the odds, in May 1977 Mahanandya finally met Charlotte in Sweden. The couple was totally head over heels. Since then, the inseparable couple have been together. He was an untouchable poor Indian boy and she was a wealthy Swedish tourist. But despite all the odds, Mahanandya and Charlotte fell in love. When it was her time to return to Sweden, he followed her on a bicycle. Their journey was nothing less than passing through a hurricane, but they finally made it. And is it true that real love overcomes not only long distances, but also passes the test of time?